The last voice note at 2:13 a.m. It started with a voice note at exactly 2:13 a.m. I was lying in bed, scrolling through my phone, when WhatsApp suddenly buzzed. A voice message from my best friend, John, but that was impossible, because John had died 3 days ago. I stared at the notification for a long time. Maybe it was an old message. Maybe WhatsApp glitch. My hands were shaking as I opened the chat. Terry, it was a brand new voice note. Length 0:27 seconds. The timestamp clearly said 2:13 a.m. My heart started beating faster. I slowly pressed play. For the first few seconds, there was nothing. Hoost static, like wind blowing through a broken microphone. Then I heard breathing. Heavy breathing, and then a whisper. John's voice. Weak. Terrified. He said, "Don't trust the mirror." The voice note suddenly ended. I sat there frozen. What did that even mean? Before I could think about it, my phone buzzed again. Another voice note. This one was longer. 0:41 seconds. My hands felt cold, but curiosity was stronger than fear. I pressed play again. More static, more breathing. Then Ali's voice came again, but this time he sounded like he was running. Panicked. He whispered quickly, "It looks exactly like you." The message suddenly cut off. My room felt colder. I slowly looked up from my phone, and that's when I noticed something strange. My bedroom mirror, the reflection, wasn't moving. I slowly raised my hand, but the reflection didn't. It just stood there, watching me. Then the reflection slowly smiled, a smile I never made. My phone buzzed again. A third voice note arrived. But this time, it wasn't from John. It was from my own number.
My phone was still in my hand. The third voice note had come from my own number. My heart started pounding. Slowly, I opened the chat, and there it was. A new voice message. Length 0:19 second sender. My fingers felt numb. I knew I never sent it, but somehow it was there. For a moment I thought about deleting it without listening, but curiosity took over. I pressed play. At first there was only silence. Then suddenly, I heard my own voice. Cold, whispering, it said, "Don't look behind you." My entire body froze, because at that exact moment, I realized something terrifying. I was sitting right in front of the mirror. Very slowly, my eyes moved toward the reflection. The thing in the mirror was still standing there, still smiling. But now it was closer. Much closer. Even though I hadn't moved, my breathing became faster. I whispered quietly to myself, "This isn't real." Then my phone buzzed again. Another voice note from my own number. Length 0:12 seconds. My hands were shaking badly now. I pressed play.
Ow.
This time the message started instantly. My own voice again, but louder, panicked. It said, "Run right after that." But not the way a reflection should. It stepped forward, toward the glass, and then slowly it raised its hand and knocked from inside the mirror. Knock, knock. My phone buzzed again. Another message appeared. Just one sentence. let me out. And suddenly, the mirror cracked.
The mirror cracked. A thin line spread across the glass. Then another. And another. Within seconds, the entire mirror was covered in cracks. But the reflection was still standing there, still smiling. My phone buzzed again. Another voice note from my own number. Length 0:08 seconds. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped the phone. I pressed play. This time my voice sounded desperate. Terrified, it whispered. It's already out. My heart stopped. I looked back at the mirror. The reflection was gone. The glass now showed only my empty room. For a moment I felt relief. Maybe it was over. Maybe whatever that thing was. It disappeared. Then, soothingly, I heard something behind me. A quiet whisper right next to my ear. A voice exactly like mine said, "Your turn." My phone buzzed one last time. I looked down slowly. A new voice note appeared. Sender, unknown length, 0:27 seconds. When I pressed play, I heard myself screaming, and then the message ended with one final whisper. Don't trust the mirror.